Hey, Segovia, back with another video, y'all. Hope everyone out there's having a good day. We're back. Take a walk. You ready? It's going to be some of the most mysterious videos from deep in the abyss of TikTok. You guys ready? Before we get into it, y'all, let's get this video 2,000 likes. We were close yesterday. Hit that hype button. I don't know what the heck it does, but it does something good. It's there for a reason. Hit that, hit the like button, and let's have some fun today, y'all. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Your favorite shows are no longer getting canceled, they're getting erased. Hi, it's producer Patrick bringing you the latest in the ever-evolving film and TV industry. Streaming platforms are quietly deleting entire series overnight, not because they failed, but because it's cheaper to scrub shows rather than keep paying residuals, or hold on to those episodes as assets. Warner Brothers Discovery pulled nearly 40 titles, including Westworld and Infinity Train, and also plans to pull Sesame Street by 2027, leaving creators blindsided and voicing their frustration online. Paramount Plus has already pulled South Park from international libraries. 26 seasons vanished overnight for subscribers outside the United States. And beyond the cultural loss, there's also a financial one. Once a show is erased, the residual checks stop. For writers, editors, and crew, days or years of work suddenly stop paying.
Damn.
So here's the real question. Shouldn't creators have the right to preserve their work beyond the streamer? As always, would love to hear your thoughts.
We done had no problem till the Bill Gates Foundation showed up. Now our children crazy and funny and everything else. You got Vietnamese saying we never had autism till this man came over and started poking folk. And then you got actually sane people that's sitting up here telling me, hey man, you better listen to them folk. I said, man, you can't be from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Because in them years, black people didn't even want to take an aspirin. So to listen and look at the show, just go back and look at, they rolled out all these presidents in front of the country. Roll their arm up. Obama, you right there. Yeah, lead your folk right to the fire.
Madonna on the cross. P. Diddy on the cross. Nas on the cross. The Baby on the cross. Lil Dicky on the cross. Tupac on the cross. Lady Gaga with a nun outfit on that has an upside down cross. Katy Perry acting like she's burning in flames with a demon behind her with a cross on her chest. Lil Uzi Vert and Playboy Cardi performing on stage with the upside down cross in back of them. Kendrick Lamar with the crown of thorns. SNL pretending to give a lap dance to Jesus. Little Nas X with Satan. Little Nas X with a Satan shoe where it has the verse Luke 10:18 on it where it talks about Satan falling like lightning. Megan Thee Stallion pretending to be a demon. How did we get to the point where demon time was cool? How do we get so separated from God that we forgot that there was a God? How can human beings get so blemished in their mind that they forget that there's eternity after this life? How can you be so numb? Why do all these people mock Christ? Because in the word of God, it says that the devil is the God of this world. So if the devil is the God of this world, then that means everything in this world is going to lead you away from God. The music that you listen to, the TV that you watch is all getting more and more corrupt. It's like every artist that comes out has to be crazier.
He said, I'm a babalawo and my mom. He put it all together so you can't really hear it. Because this type of stuff is controversial. Why? Because when a Christian hears it, who's really walking that walk, as he talks that talk, he's going to call it out. There's a lot of different individuals like these people. So check it out one more time.
Do you think it shaped the man you are today?
I'm a babalawo and my mom, when I was born, I got that name, fresh out the womb. And I just try to, live in that purpose, every day since. Yeah.
And you've been doing just that?
Live in that purpose ever since. He's a babalawo and he's living in the purpose of being a babalawo. You understand what I'm saying? Now listen, I want to make this very, very clear. I don't hate Michael B. Jordan. I don't have nothing against Michael B. Jordan. This video is for the Christians who like to come into agreement with supporting different people from different religions. Okay? Now you can call that radical if you want to. You can call it being over the top if you want to. But I don't believe in it because I believe you come into agreement with different spirits as you do this.
How epic is my man's still has his code books.
Bro,
this is how you did it right.
Look, he's got Nintendo, Super NES, Genesis. This is so nostalgic because everyone had some kind of a notebook or pieces of paper where you just kept random.
You'd put them with the game.
Yeah, I used to do that too.
Yeah. Write it down on a piece of paper, fold it up, and put it with the game.
I love it.
This is what we had to do. There was no internet. You smuggled these a lot of times from the Nintendo Powers in Walgreens or wherever the hell, the grocery store. You were like going through writing shit down.
Wherever you could catch a code.
Or more. And I understand him having the Neo Geo stuff because there was shit that you deemed valuable.
Yeah.
You know, information that you deemed valuable. You're like, even though I don't have that game right now or even that system, I know a lot of kids do. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down and be that guy at school that has the code to all that shit.
You would be the gatekeeper. I have knowledge that you want.
And another thing, a lot of the games on the NES especially, you'd have to write down these long ass save codes. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
There's plenty of games where you could save it and get back to your spot on the game, but it wasn't
Weird
like
shit
that.
too,
You
like
had to write down programming code to get back to it.
A capital letter, a lowercase letter, a number. I was sitting there writing.
Shit was wild.
The millennial dating crisis of dating apps and all the things that we're facing right now can all be traced back to the movie Titanic, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
First of all, this woman is having a mental breakdown at the start of the movie. She tries to kill herself. She's engaged to a wealthy man, and she's upset about it. Along comes this broke, homeless man, and he's trying to get her to leave her fiance.
Okay, I love it.
No. And then what's crazy is like once she finally does decide, she's like, when this ship docks, I'm getting off with you. I think real people who are studying this can see he's like, oh fuck, I'm going to be stuck with this crazy woman. I'm telling you, the only good thing that man did was let her float on the door frame by herself and him die in the ocean. And I think he did it on purpose because he wanted to die. He didn't want to go and spend his life with this woman and like deal with her. He's a fuckboy. And then, oh my God, when she's going through his drawings.
Oh, and all the women
are naked? Oh, he's like, no, I never hooked up with them. Okay. Yeah. You just had the naked women and you're a hot guy. Yeah.
Have a look at this. This capstone is so incredibly hard that someone tried to erase a name or a specific symbol that would probably give you clues about the origin of this. They tried to chisel it out, but they failed miserably because this thing is so incredibly hard. Kind of begs the question, how did they engrave all this? Clearly not a hammer and chisel. Impossible. Definitely some sort of sophisticated laser technology, I'm thinking. What do you think? Let us know in the comments down below. Peace and love.
Bro, if I knew how bad the economy was going to be up to date, I wouldn't have been riding no bikes, playing no video games. I would have bought a house when I was 10. They did a study based on today's economy. Like, what should minimum wage be based on today's economy to make sure an American is comfortable living a day-to-day life, like with the prices, how the prices is up to date. Bro, do you know how much they say you need to make an hour to be comfortable around this motherfucker? $66 fucking dollars an hour. $66 an hour, bro. Who the fuck making that? That ain't even the kicker. You make $66 an hour. You work 40 hours a week. At the end of the month, guess how much you gonna have in whole? 10 bands. Oh no, but don't think you taking the whole 10 bands. You forgot about Uncle Sam. You're going home with 6,500. Maybe a 7-ball if you lucky. Okay, so eliminate all the bills and life expenses from that 6,500. You left, even motherfuckers who making $66 an hour after paying all their bills and life expenses at the end of the month, they only gonna be able to save a band or two a month. So regular motherfuckers like me and you was just cooked. We po. We just at this point we just on the internet seeing who can be po better. Who can be best at being po.
Get it? Like, I could survive. I have 3,500, 3,000. I can really live good off 7,000. By myself, yeah, I might have to leave out of my home state if you're in one of those New Yorks, LAs, Arizona now, Miami's, you know, those big expensive states. Move to Texas, move to Kansas. I don't know, different states that are cheaper. You got to make some sacrifices, right? But I could live pretty damn comfortable where I'm at now off of 3,500. I mean, yeah, I'm not going to be able to, I'd have to budget and I'm not going to, you know, have a lot of free money, but I'm going to live comfortable. I'm going to eat good. I'm going to get the bills paid. I'm going to, you know, maybe be able to eat out once, twice a week. But I see all these, like, you need 10,000, 7. No, you don't. I mean, if you got it, good, but you can really make okay. You can get by with $35,000, $4,000, I think. Living how I live, I think. I mean, this shirt from Sam's Club, probably like $10. These shorts I got on, I've had them forever since I was with my ex-wife. We've been divorced for 7, 8 years. Had these shorts since her. Socks I wear till they rip. That's a guy thing. You know what I mean? But you just got to live within your needs, y'all. A lot of people live above their needs, and they're the ones on here complaining.
He is considered to be one of the greatest football players who ever existed. But is he really? Who knows that Tom Brady was married to a witch who did rituals so that he won football games?
Yep.
Sound crazy, huh? Well, watch him say it out of his own mouth.
Any superstitions going into the game? Any special thing you carried into the game on Sunday that you had tucked away somewhere?
I did. I always, I've learned a lot from my wife over the years. She's so about the power of intention, and believing things that are really going to happen. And she always makes a little altar for me at the game because she just wills it so much.
Oh.
And so she put together a little altar for me that I could bring with pictures of my kids. And I have these little special stones and healing stones and protection stones. And she has me wear a necklace and take these drops she makes. And I say all these mantras.
They're all laughing and cheering
And
it
I
on.
stopped questioning her a long time ago. I did. I just shut up and listened. And at first I was like, this is kind of crazy. And then about 4 years ago, we were playing the Seahawks. And she said, you better listen to me. This is your year, but this is all the things you're going to have to do to win. And I did all those things. And by God, it worked. It was pretty good. And then in 2015, it was about early January. And she said, you know how much I love you. And I said, yeah. And she said, I just want to let you know this is not going to be your year. Oh. And of course we lost. I said, what does 16 look like? And she said, 16 is going to be your year. So it was early January this year. And I said, babe, I'm asking, do we have a chance? And she said, yeah, but you're going to have to do a lot of work and you're really going to have to listen to me. So, man, I listened to her. And right after the game, she said, see, I did a lot of work. You do your work, I do mine. She said, you're lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch.
So Tom Brady said that his wife said, you lucky you married a witch. I'm just a good witch. And everybody laughed. After he got done talking about the rituals that was done for him to win football game. Is nobody seeing the reality of this? Am I tripping? How is nobody stopping and saying, wait, what did he just say? I guess that's the reality we live in, where people are just brainwashed and they laugh because the next person is laughing. Guys, God is real. There is no good witch, there is no bad witch. They all operate from the same source, and it's not God. It's sorcery. She may be doing all that for him to win, but she will pay for what she's done. She will be drained. And whoever's dealing with something like this, or if you're in the same situation, run. Get out.
I remember I was talking to a girl before, like Mama Bear and all that, right? And she was into that stuff, like stones and fairies, and it was weird. It was weird. Got out. It was too weird, y'all. Too weird. I ain't gonna go into detail, but it was weird.
This will probably become the most controversial movie of the year. A Jesus Christ horror movie is about to drop, and the plot is absolutely wild. It's called The Carpenter's Son, and in the teaser trailer we see it's gonna star Nicolas Cage of all people to play Joseph. We got Noah Jupe starring as Jesus and FKA Twigs as Mary. But instead of following his life and ministry like most Jesus movies, this one is gonna be totally different. In fact, they use the phrase, a dark reimagining of Jesus. Now, the plot will revolve around him and his family hiding out in Roman Egypt while he is still a child, when one day he starts to discover his inherent powers. I mean, it's sounding like a freaking superhero movie so far. And according to the film's synopsis, quote, as he exercises his own power, the boy and his family become the target of horrors, natural and divine, which also leads Jesus to rebel against his guardian, Joseph. And I'm not gonna lie, Nick Cage, cooked. Now, of course, this has led to a lot of backlash online, with Christians calling it blasphemous and offensive, while others are saying that this biblical horror is exciting and a fresh take on the genre. Now, it's set to release later this year, but what do you guys think? Is this too far to make a horror movie about Jesus, or fair game?
The Powerball is an automated system. Let me let you in on a little secret. Come closer. This means the people that are working the lottery have a database that they can see every possible combination that has been played. What does this mean for the whole lottery thing that's going on? They just select a combination that hasn't been selected yet. How can people still not see this? Back then, they used to do it on TV where everybody could see. And even then, people still had their doubts. You know, mechanical influence on what numbers was going to be picked. But this is way better than an automated system. At At least you will be surrounded by your family, one TV in the household, everybody together, hoping that they get out of the matrix. There's an equation that goes into this. There's a science method that goes into this. And even if the ticket doesn't come from California because they want to throw everybody on a swivel, it doesn't matter. They already know all the combinations that have been played. This is all orchestrated. This is all by design. They'll let the earnings accumulate at their will, whatever they want to do. And who's to say that they're not picking people that's in their family? So not only does the 3-letter organization wins, the family wins as well. Double dipping. Sorry for the spoiler alert. If you don't live in California, you're not going to win the Powerball.
Patrick. I mean, you never know, right? Like, is there really lottery winners? We never see them. And what do we always say? If I win, I won't tell nobody. But we never see, we see them for like the, the 100,000 winners or maybe $1 million. They got the big check out there. But for this one, that's like $1 billion. We have never seen a winner. Have we? Am I wrong? But what are we so entrained to say if we ever win the lottery? What do we say? I ain't telling nobody. You know what I mean? Like, it's a scam, y'all.
Dragon Mud Fossil University.
That right there is the eye. That's the carapace, which is the head. These are the teeth coming down. That is a gigantic dragon's head laying on a beach. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But I don't think I am. There's just another shot of it. See the teeth coming out? These are the ones on the bottom coming up. These are the ones coming down. Red is always pretty much blood, and these teeth run all the way out to the end of his snout, which they should. The carapace looks extremely accurately portrayed. The brow of the eye is quite prominent. I go real.
You know what I've always wondered? Why do the kids from the Magic School Bus look just like the Planeteers from Captain Planet? Like, I've even heard some crazy-ass theories where they say that Miss Frizzle took all the kids to some island and some of them didn't make it, which is why you don't see all of them in Captain Planet, and the ones that did make it, that they wiped their memories and then eventually forced them into become the Planeteers. I've even heard some crazy shit where they say Miss Frizzle is Captain Planet and she orchestrated the whole damn thing. I mean, what do y'all think?
People here, so when they go home and they dream, can you explain like what the hell's going on when
they dying? You dead. When you dream, you dead. Everybody here probably had this happen. You ever had this happen before? You was asleep. You thought you was up. You try to get up, your body wouldn't move, right? Your body won't move. Your soul wasn't back yet. Yeah, you glitched, right? Until everybody realizes this is not real, they're going to keep coming back here. But let me tell you the problem. Because, and I don't want to say this because it's going to scare a lot of people, right?
Close your ears if y'all.
But remember, God said you have free will, right? Right. And remember I told you death is fake, right? But remember I told you got free will. So remember I told you, Jesus said, if 3 people in the same room believe, what's going to happen? Is stuff going to happen. Now the whole world get to believing in death. Guess what's going to happen? Yeah. Death going to event itself. Right? So right now we live in a parallel universe. And people think like, oh, it's parallel. I'm going to tell you it's parallel like this. It's parallel through the mind. You could be sitting right next to me. How many times you sat next to a person, you saw something happen, they saw something totally different than what you've seen? How many times did that happen? So right now, we all live in a parallel universe, but everybody won't see it. It's a conscious level game. But conscious is not from thinking. The brain has no IQ. It can't. It's a receiver. You get smarter by cleaning your vessel. Right? That's how you get smarter. IQ is a lie. You should have known that when they told you the dolphin had more brain power than you. You just said, you stupid. Because how the fuck the dolphin gonna have more brain power than you? Right? You should have said, you stupid. Right? The brain don't have an IQ. The heart don't pump blood. That's what they tell you. That everything they tell you is backwards. Right? Let me tell you so you know. Your heart pumps energy through your body. Frequencies that come in through your head they call a brain and say you have an IQ and you don't got one. Everybody's the same smart. Let me tell you what I mean by everybody saying smart. Michael Jackson said this. He wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, song come to his head. I got to record it now, right now, because Prince gonna get it. He understood that we all got the same information available to us that's locked in this firmament. Right? It's just about how you position yourself, your antenna to receive it. That's why I tell you I'm dumb. When I talk, it's not me. I know where I pull from.
Maybe the term gaslighting is more recent, but the act of doing it goes back as far as time. And rarely does an opportunity plop itself in our lap to see what it looked like 35 years ago. Okay, so a few months ago, CBS News is interviewing actress Kathy Bates to talk about her role in the new show Matlock. During the interview, the interviewer brings up the Oscar that Kathy won for her role in Misery in 1991. During conversation, Kathy mentions that her mom pretty much dismissed her Oscar win, mocked it, and Kathy attributed it to the fact that she didn't thank her mother during her award speech. Watch this clip.
When I won the Oscar for Misery, she said, I don't know what all the excitement about. You didn't discover the cure for cancer. I forgot to thank her that night.
You know, you did thank her. At the end of your speech, you thanked her.
No, I did not. I did not. You go back and look at it. I didn't.
We did go back and look. And we
like
showed
to
her.
thank my family, my friends, my mom at home, and my dad, who I hope is watching somewhere.
What do you think of him?
Thank you.
Here, in this house, I pray fire over this house. I pray calamity over this house. No one will steal my child and get away with it. No one will steal my daughters and get away with it. I pray fire over this house. Fire in this street. May calamity come in this street. I am the mother of Charo. I am the mother of Chaka.
What would you even do in that situation? I've watched a couple of episodes of Neighbours from Hell, but I don't think I've ever seen someone performing witchcraft and casting spells outside someone's house. But seriously, you can't be playing with that type of stuff. If it was me in that situation, I'd be doing more than just rebuking it, let's just say that. Also, you gotta ask what kind of conflict was going on between these two for someone to start pulling out voodoo and witchcraft. Just goes to show you that people like this exist and they could be living closer to you than you think.
I would have ran out there with a Bible in one hand and some pepper spray in the other hand. Bam, bam. That would have worked, y'all. That would have worked. They would have been on their way. That's some baby mama drama right there, though, on another level. That's probably what would have happened if I would have kept talking to that girl under those stones. Wisen up, fellas. Wisen up.
Me how I was. That was the first time anybody had ever asked me in the whole time I had been traveling. How was my day?
I was gonna ask you that. How do the people, even we talk about all the levels of people that came to buy sex from you and from other sex workers, how do they treat you? How do
like
they...
a robot.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, yeah, look what they're doing
like
to
a
you.
robot.
Did they even treat you good?
Wow. You're supposed to already know what the assignment is, you know. And some would even get upset if you're not already ready. If you have to get undressed, why aren't you ready? Right?
As if you're not a human. Wow.
And so he was the first person that actually treated me with respect, dignity.
Everybody, it's Rosie O'Donnell, star of the Flintstones. Listen, I have a cold sore, I know. Happens. Get run down, you know. Anyway, I know a lot of you were very upset about the video I made before I went away for a few days. I didn't go online and haven't seen them till today. But you are right. I did not do my due diligence before I made that emotional statement. And I said things about the shooter that were incorrect. I assumed, like most shooters, they followed a standard MO and had standard, feelings of NRA loving kind of gun people. Anyway, the truth is, I messed up, and when you mess up, you fess up. I'm sorry. This is my apology video, and I hope it's enough.
Like, how upset would you be if your child not only was taken away because of that incident, but just maybe in the same school as that incident? Just as yourself as a parent that was nowhere near that, think about how upset would you be that that's the one thing she comes out and says, that these celebrities come out and say, no, this is terrible, right or wrong, left or right, that doesn't matter. We need to figure this out. But no, she came out, Trump this, NRA this, no sympathy for the young ones that were affected by this whole situation. None. Heartless, cold. Didn't no condolences, nothing. Just cold, just straight hatred. Like, that pisses me off, y'all. That pisses me off. We're a little late on this. I got my clips all mixed up. If I've repeated some clips from, earlier in the week, I apologize. I got a lot of clips mixed up, but this is kind of late. But man, this pisses me off, y'all. Can you imagine if your child was affected by that? The trauma, scared for every day of the rest of their life to go to school now? And this lady's coming out spitting pure hatred, division. Pisses me off, y'all.
And what do you know? Was a white guy, Republican, MAGA person. What do you know?
You've not done Rogan.
I have not done Rogan.
Why haven't you done Rogan?
So Rogan actually knowingly is passing me up. Yeah. So I have a book coming out. I know we've talked about it off camera. I have a book coming up. My publisher actually reached out to the Joe Rogan show to make sure they were aware of me and my upcoming book. And their producer wrote back and said, Joe knows Andy.
Just pay attention to what he says. And these are the so-called alpha males in this YouTube world. Listen, how insecure they are. Listen.
Joe's been tracking Andy, and Joe does not want to talk to Andy.
Very interesting.
I don't know why. I have a silly theory because when I interviewed with Lex, and I have tremendous respect for Lex Friedman. When I interviewed with Lex, it was before I really understood that during these interviews, there's a bit of a game that you play with the host, right? So I made Lex look bad on his own show. And a lot of the comments that came out afterwards, a lot of the reason that that show did so well is because people are commenting on what their opinions are for the ways that I made Lex look bad. And there were apparently a lot of people out there that liked Lex looking bad. And then when that started going to Twitter and that started going to Instagram, I actually got some messages from Lex saying, why would you encourage people to say such mean things?
He said that to you?
Yeah.
Lex said that to you?
Yeah. And I went back.
Patrick Bet-David was like, he said, yeah, like, I thought this guy was alpha, fast, does carnivore, black belt in jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? These are nerds, y'all. These freaking nerds. These so-called alpha dudes, they're nerds. You know what I mean? They're nerds. They're insecure. We have an older audience here, so I'm not really talking to you guys. I don't think you guys really feed into these Andrew Tates and all these fresh and fit dudes that are just insecure, man. And they show their true colors. I remember that fresh and fit dude. He's always over here bashing women and I'm alpha. And there was some dude that broke into his studio, y'all. It was on camera. You can go back and look at it. Man, this dude was scared. He was scared. And it's okay, right? If some guy broke into my house and whatever, I'd be scared too, but I don't put out the aura that I'm Billy Badass out there. You know what I mean? I don't put that out. But when you put that out, you got to stand on it when it comes because you're misleading all these men. You know what I mean? But yeah, they show their colors. It comes out.
Back and I wasn't even tracking social media, right? So I went back into my social media feed and I saw where people were saying bad things and I saw where I clicked the thumbs up on whatever they were saying. Just because I was clicking.
He's like, what the hell?
And I actually wrote Lex back and I was like, hey man, I don't really know what I'm doing. I apologize for hurting your feelings. Let me go back and recant it. And there's actually on Twitter, you can see me going back and saying, hey, Lex was a great interviewer. If you think I looked good on this interview, it's only because he was asking good questions. And, but nevertheless, when I left Lex's studio, he and Joe Rogan are good friends. And he was like, Joe's just down the street. I bet Joe would love to have a conversation with you. And then just a few days later, everything went tits up on the internet. and Lex stopped talking to me. So if
Well, then
there's
that makes sense
Yeah.
because I don't see Joe is very loyal to his friends, very loyal to his core friends, very loyal to him. So I'm not surprised that's probably what could have happened because he really likes Lex and they have a very good relationship together. It could be as simple as that.
Yeah.
So I actually think Joe would very much enjoy talking to you. But one thing I love about Joe said the following. The first time I went on Joe Rogan, Joe reached out. I didn't reach out. I'm like, hey, we had a conversation exchange. Like, hey, you want to do a podcast? I'm like, sure. Boom. And then we went out there and that's kind of how it happened. And then the second time around, he opened up his club. I wanted to go see his club. And then he said, hey, if you're down here, you want to do a podcast? Sure, let's do a podcast. And I gave him the few gifts, which, by the way, man, let me tell you, I don't know if you saw when I gave him the gifts, the comment section. They were not, I will never.
By the way, you got.
Hey, y'all are ruthless in the comments, y'all. Hey, but Joe may be a good friend, right, to people, but Lex ain't a good friend to Joe. Because Lex came and said, man, he did this, he did that. I'm sure he didn't say, I don't want you on my podcast. But if he was a real friend, like, hey, man, this dude, he's pretty smart. I think your audience would love him. Yeah, we had our differences. Throw him on there, man. He deserves an opportunity. Be a man. You know what I mean? Don't be like, he did this, he did that. Don't have him on there. Right? Whether he's cool with you or not, if he's going to better people, better the mindset of people, give people some knowledge or whatever, I know that's how it would be. Y'all never try to, if I got a problem with somebody, that's my problem. That's not your problem. You're free to have him on. If you have him on, I ain't going to be upset with you. You know? But that's the insecurity of people.
The iPhone's the latest technology. The iPhone was out in the 90s and the 80s. We had all the 90s. The motherfuckers had this shit in the 90s and the 80s. They got crazier shit now. I'm telling you, that's not even out to public yet.
Back in the day, you could go to 125th Street in like Spanish Harlem and you could buy pigeons. People were catching pigeons and they were selling them and trying to front like they were exotic pigeons. I swear to God, in my life.
Pigeons were brought over here for food. That's what squab is. Squab is like a bougie restaurant item, and it's actually young pigeons. All pigeons you see in the United States are all brought in from somewhere else for food, and then they released and become feral. They're like the wild hogs of the bird world.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but Gavin Newsom is not right about everything, and he's certainly not going to save America. I'll just say it. He is a con artist.
And so what we are doing is we're deploying these 1,200 plus units. We're hoping to get them constructed in a matter of months, not years. We're trying to, I wanted to say the summer. My staff said press will attack us if we fall short, so we are saying the fall.
Built in a matter of months. Well, guess what? That announcement wasn't made this year. It was made in March of 2023. It's now 2 years later, and guess how many homes have been built?
Zilch.
None. Nothing. Zero. Yeah, as of mid-2025, no tiny homes have been completed and open for residents. So you, like many other people, are probably wondering where the hell did all the money go, the $750 million? And the answer is, we don't know. This is from Cal Matters. They say that the state does not have current information on the ongoing costs and results of its homelessness programs because the agency tasked with gathering the data, the California Interagency Council on Homelessness, has analyzed no spending past 2021, according to the report by State Auditor Grant Parks. How convenient. And if you know anything about the history of Gavin Newsom, this is all by design because he was always nothing more than a Manchurian candidate, a puppet for the global elites.
My house is right there.
Like, when is this going to end, y'all? When are we going to get fed up? I mean, I'm fed up. I'm sure you're fed up. But the masses. The people that don't listen to Rosie O'Donnell, and while she's talking, they're like, yeah. You know what I mean? When are we going to wake up? I mean, my electricity bill went up. They said on the news right there to us, we're going to raise your electricity bill $100 because we need to make upgrades. My electricity never went out. Power outages don't happen unless there's a storm. Seemed fine to me. So when you get these upgrades that cost all this money and you're done paying for that, is our bill going to go back down? Or are we going to keep paying you this $100 until you raise it again? Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. I'm paying for a garbage can, y'all. I pay rent. I rent a garbage can. You know how much this garbage can costs at Home Depot? $70. Pay $25 a month to rent it. Called them. Hey, can I buy my own garbage can? Yeah, you're free to buy your own garbage can, but we ain't gonna pick up your garbage. Got to pay this 25. Nobody cares. Everyone just bows down, does it. Like it's so annoying, y'all, that they're just stealing money from us. Harder money we work hard for. And it's not even going anywhere. It's going into people's pockets. It's not going to the city to pick up trash. It's not going to fix the roads. It's not going to the schools. It's going to their pockets.
On the end, I've had that for over a year, about a year and a half. All of these houses, brand new builds, available, all 10 of them for sale, just sitting here, year and a half. 10. Like, these are $1 million homes. Maybe that's a problem. 10. Just chilling.
Don't you love it when they stumble across the answers to their own questions? I mean, that guy, it hit that guy in real time while he was videoing himself. I don't understand why these 10 single-story attached homes in the middle of fucking Utah aren't selling for $1 million a piece. Probably because that's not $1 million home. I don't give a fuck where you are anymore. I understand that home prices are insane and that people like myself still live in a time in their mind that no longer exists, right? In my world, jeans are still $25, right? And jeans are not $25. Jeans haven't been $25 in a hot fucking minute. But in my mind, jeans are still $25, right? You could go get a CD for $9, a pair of jeans for $25, yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? So when I see the homes that are going for $1 million+ these days, I look at it and I go, it's fucking insane. It's unsustainable. This whole thing's going to blow up at some point in time, and none of these houses that are selling for $1 million now are going to be selling for $1 million down the road because nobody can afford to fucking buy them, and that's just the way that shit's going to go. But yeah, you stumbled across the answer to your own questions, right? The solution to the problem that you have, the data you were seeking to justify the quandary that you're in. You have 10 attached homes. They're not even fucking single family homes, right? They're multifamily homes. They're attached. Look like you had about 3 per unit there. So essentially they're, however the fuck you want to classify them. They're townhomes, they're duplexes, they're coach homes, whatever, however you want to classify them, but they're multifamily homes. 10 multifamily homes without a fucking shade tree in sight, built in a field somewhere.
True.
In fucking Utah. And you got $1 million price tags on them, and you're one.
Can I ask a cult-related question?
Yeah.
Would you consider the Illuminati a cult if said Illuminati does exist?
What's Illuminati cult?
How do I explain? Okay, so they say the Illuminati, there's been going on since the Crusades.
Essentially,
Yeah, since the Crusades, and it is
a cabal of world leaders that determine how the world...
Oh, do you mean like I've often said to you, is it do the people that run the country really run the country? Or is there an invisible people that you never see?
Exactly, yeah.
Is that what it's...
Yeah, that's essentially what the Illuminati, I think, right? It's kind of like...
But then there's like the whole TikTok theory of what Illuminati is.
Yeah,
but
and like everyone's always like, Jay-Z's in the Illuminati and all these like musicians, and you're like, you fucking are not. Like, the people that pay Jay-Z are in the Illuminati, not Jay-Z.
Medication, so I need to get medication.
Oh, we're talking about Illuminati, so Dad's like, oh, it's time for my medication. I have to leave.
What? Chuck, let me ask a question talking about when does somebody say, oh yeah, it's a cult? Or
I think it's, well, because I think it often...
Actor Neil McDonough said he was blackballed from the entertainment business because he wouldn't kiss a girl on screen. He said his wife didn't mind. He just didn't want to do it. He felt it was disrespectful. But what I'm trying to understand is, if they will blackball him for not kissing a girl on screen, what do you think they do to the people they ask to kiss a man? I be telling y'all the entertainment business got some weird ways. And this is just one of them. Y'all look and listen to what he said.
I'd always had in my contracts that I wouldn't kiss another woman on screen. And my wife didn't have any problem with it. It was me really who had a problem with it. I was like, when I wouldn't do it and they couldn't understand it, Hollywood just completely turned on me. And they wouldn't let me be part of the show anymore. And for 2 years, I couldn't get a job and I lost everything you could possibly imagine.
I don't think y'all understand how crazy that is. Y'all heard what he said. He couldn't find a job for 2 years because he didn't kiss a woman on the screen. If they fired this man for that, just imagine if they tell your ass to go put on that skirt. They're like, oh, I think it'll be funny. I think it'll be good. I think this will be a nice shoot. Go do it. And you say no? Do you know what they do to you then? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. They fired him for not kissing a girl.
Bro, there's so much unexplainable stuff out there. Have you heard about evil cities?
What do you mean?
There's this phenomenon that millions of people all over the world have reported. They get this overwhelming feeling of evil and dread whenever they're in certain American cities, right?
What?
Some of these cities are like Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Phoenix is one of them. They just report this overwhelming feeling of dread. And the way that they describe it, and it gives me chills talking about it, they describe it as the absolute absence of God.
What?
They say, imagine what the world would feel like if God just completely left. That's the feeling that they get when they're in these cities.
Guys, scientists think that they have actually just solved the entire mystery of the Bermuda Triangle, and the truth might actually be scarier than aliens. So for decades now, people have obviously thought that the Bermuda Triangle was a supernatural zone on the planet that just couldn't be explained. But this new study is saying that the truth is somehow worse. So an ocean scientist from the University of Southampton just recreated what might have happened to the USS Cyclops. If you don't know what that is, that was the ship that vanished with 309 people on board back in 1918. And he's saying that this is not aliens and it is not portals, it's waves. But not just any waves. Dude, they are calling these rogue waves. They're insane walls of water that reach over 100 feet tall like a skyscraper coming at you at full speed. They're saying that these waves happen whenever multiple storm systems collide, and then the ocean basically creates a monster. In a bunch of different lab tests, they showed that these waves could actually lift an entire ship up at both ends and snap it in half in just minutes. They're saying that these waves are so insanely sudden and so massive that even modern ships and planes might not survive them. These scientists are basically saying that the Bermuda Triangle might just be one of the most dangerous places on Earth where storms collide. All of the aliens and conspiracy theory stuff is obviously insane, but these scientists are actually thinking that this is the answer to the entire mystery. I want to know if you think the Bermuda Triangle conspiracies are real, or do you think this is the answer?
It's like 14 years ago. Like, I have a 14-year-old. So Rack That Body's a thing on TikTok right now while AI is booming. And the beginning of Rock That Body predicts the age of AI that we are in with text to music. You know, go to the beginning of the video and I'm like, yo, look, check this out. This right here is going to take the P's to the future. You type the lyrics in here and this machine's going to sing it. This is the future right here. That was in 2009. There was no large language model. There was no diffusion model. The concept of like a machine singing, producing, that was not the norm of thought process. And now that Rock That Body's trending, the time where AI is booming, and that video predicts it, it's kind of wild.
Cell phone companies. Y'all heard of Mint Mobile? Yes. I was reading about it because it was like a shift of like, you know, celebrities doing that. So basically what they do for those little, you know, one-off phone companies, like they'll partner with a bigger, like a T-Mobile, and then like they'll lease some of their towers and then create your own monthly package based off of that. It just made me think about, like, do y'all think it's like a big difference in as far as the signal goes?
I do. And when you factor in what you were just saying about how like T-Mobile, they're configuring it in a way to where, like, because think about it, if T-Mobile gives Mint the same capabilities that you're getting at a T-Mobile, why have T-Mobile? If I'm giving you the same 5G tower, but Mint is charging me 60% of the cost. Now, the only way I can see them doing that though is if the 60% that you are giving the Mint, T-Mobile's getting like 5% of every one of those plans. And if they're doing that, and it mathematically makes sense, then that's the only way I can see them doing that.
richest man in China just bought a facility in New Hampshire. Now, what is he doing? He actually bought it for his beverage company for over $60 million, way over the asking price. And it's right next to what? The town's water supply. He's gathering 2 million gallons per day for his beverage company. So now the Chinese have control of New Hampshire's water supply.
Like, how do you allow a whole nother country to buy up freeways? Because they bought highways.
In your hometown,
In
from
your
Jersey.
hometown.
Farmland highways. So the Chinese just bought the data, you know, those fast lanes, what do they call them the speed lanes, yeah. Speed lanes, right? They just bought a highway, the whole entire data, and they sold it to China. So now they own that data in the highway.
Holy crap.
I say they're all friends, y'all. They're all friends. Putin, Zelensky, they're all friends. Like, if China's such a threat to us, why are we selling them our land? Why? They show us on the news that they're going to do this. We're going to go to war with them, but yet they own half of America. This is from China. This is from China. The food in my pantry shipped in from China every day. If we're going to war with them, why is my house filled with things from China? They're all friends, y'all. They're all friends. They put a show on for us to keep us divided, so we keep paying these things. You know, I can't stress that enough. They're all friends, and they put on a show. I saw somebody, I don't know who said it, but it's like they're like wrestlers. They're enemies on TV, but backstage they're drinking beers together in the green room. Same thing with the world leaders.
The Hollywood viewing point is marked with a drop. And people still think it's a conspiracy. They rub it in our faces literally.
To this day, we don't know exactly where eels come from. Eels have no reproductive organs. Thousands of years ago, people noticed this and were like, okay, then where do they come from? Aristotle came up with a theory that when rainwater mixes with mud and it washes into the ocean, that becomes an eel. Aristotle's logic here made no sense, but for thousands of years, that was the accepted truth. Here's what's interesting. So there's this guy in the late 19th century, and for 10 hours a day, for years, he'd dissect these eels and try to find their reproductive organs, and he never found them. And it messed this guy up. We have letters that he sent back to his family. He said, when I close my eyes, I see the carcasses of eels. Eventually, he abandoned it, and he went on to become Sigmund Freud, the psychologist.
Wait, you're serious?
Sigmund Freud, 100%. To this day, we don't know exactly where eels come from. We have never seen a wild eel or an eel in captivity reproduce at all. We've never seen it happen. They've attempted to breed them. It's not worked. They've attempted to chip them with like satellite positioning and follow them. We've never seen it happen. Eels are weird, man.
Have you ever seen when India landed on the moon?
It's just a probe, right?
It's not even a probe. It's like an Atari graphic.
All right, let's see it. No, that can't be real.
Yeah, that's what they're landing.
I want to see what happens when it actually touches down.
No clapping.
Wait a minute. That's it? Oh, that's so fake.
I want to play a little game with y'all. I'm going to show y'all a retro gaming system. What's the first game that comes to mind? You know what I'm saying? What's the first game that comes to mind when you see these systems? Let's get right to it, y'all. Atari 2600.
The first one that comes on my mind is
never had it, though.
because I have good memories. Nostalgia, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. Those little fucking
Let's play
birds.
along,
For
y'all.
me, you know what it is, Will? Pitfall. First game I ever
I
played.
never played Atari.
I was like 4 years old or something.
Like, what
I
the-
was
Let's play along. I'm going to kind of speak over them. I know you guys hate that. But let's play along. When the systems come out, type in your game you think of. Type in Nintendo NES or Super Nintendo or Sega. This game.
sitting on a living room floor. Magnum PI was on the television. We turned off Magnum PI to turn on the Pitfall on the Atari 2600. The NES.
Combat, Zelda. Gold joint Zelda.
Double
That's me
Dragon.
all day.
Double
Mario
Dragon,
3,
number one.
yeah.
That's Sega Genesis.
Unaltered Beast. Just because
Sonic.
it's the first one I played.
Never played it,
Golden Axe, y'all.
really.
I
For sure.
love Golden Axe. It's one of my favorite games. Nintendo Game Boy.
Never had one.
Will was not a fan of the Nintendo Game Boy. You don't even
Never
fuck
had
with
one.
me.
No, I didn't. I didn't like it. But I definitely played Mario.
Tetris.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it
It came with.
Came
That's
with.
that's all I think of. You know why? I didn't actually have a Game Boy. I just played it at Toys R Us.
I was a homebody.
Yeah, so you're playing
What
NES.
the fuck do I want to play that for when I'm over here playing NES till my parents make me go to bed?
Super Nintendo.
Mario
Super
World.
Mario World for
Yeah.
me. I was all day.
I came in a little later on the Super Nintendo because I was a Sega kid. You know, you couldn't get both, or at least
I had Super Nintendo.
There was no
Never
way
had
I was
Sega.
getting both.
I got Genesis way late.
The game that I really think of first is Mortal Kombat.
That's how late you were.
That's what I'm trying to say. What do you think
Mortal
on the
Kombat
32X, Will?
Nothing.
Never heard of
Not
it.
a damn thing.
That was a figment of my imagination.
For
right
sure.
There was zero chance I was
Nah.
getting my hands on a 32X.
No.
And I thought about it. I saw it in magazines. I saw it on television
Bro.
all the time. I just dreamed about getting a 32X. I felt like this was the next level. This was going to take Sega to the next level. But
I never even played it. If I walked in and somebody had that, I thought they were alien.
32X, you rich. What's
but
the first game you think of when you see
Twisted
that
Metal.
original PlayStation?
For me, I think of Tomb Raider.
Twisted
Tomb Raider.
Metal. I'm going to
Twisted
say
Metal,
Twisted
hell
Metal,
yeah.
and I also think of Tenchu Stealth Assassin. I love this system. People shit on this system a lot.
I think it changed the game.
Nintendo 64. This one's easy for me.
I
Mario
want to
Kart?
say something like
I never had
Zelda,
one.
but for me, it's Mario.
Friends.
Mario
Mario's-
64. Playing that game was just blew me away. The fact that I was like in a 3D world. I can go anywhere I want. What are y'all talking about?
007. Come on now. GoldenEye 007.
Used to
One
play
of the
with my
best
neighbors.
games of all time. I don't care what anybody says. I want 4 people over here on a game night playing 007 all night.
It would be fun.
just makes me happy.
It would be fun.
Sega Dreamcast, y'all.
my
What
Evil
is
Dead?
the first
I used to
game
play
you
with my
think of when
friends.
you see that Sega Dreamcast?
To me,
Never had
honestly,
that
this
either.
is like when I started getting
think
into
it was Evil
sports
Dead.
games. All the 2Ks
2K.
and shit. It started getting to where it was real to me. NFL 2K with Randy Moss on it, bro. That shit just started taking off in my house.
I think you're Crazy Taxi. That's the first game I ever played on the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
And it was fun as hell.
That was fun. I would love to go on their podcast and just talk about the good old days. Just reminisce about my stories, hear their stories. I got so much stories from my childhood, y'all. I should make a podcast just telling you guys my childhood stories. I've got so much childhood stories from bikes getting stolen and us chasing them and they're hopping the fence and throwing them over the fence. For everything. I got so much stories, y'all. The good old days.
Donald Trump is the last president. He's showing us that we are the currency. We don't need the system. All this shit was an illusion.
You know why? Because Donald Trump is actually a Luciferian white hat. And a Luciferian white hat, they don't take sides. They play both sides, meaning that he's basically neutral. He is also Agent 47. He's the 47th president. And he was actually the 45th president. When you look at the numerical sequence of 45 and 47, you get 9/11. So that means that the next tower moment that we're going to have is going to happen on Donald Trump's watch because he's also a Gemini. You got Gemini and Uranus all the way up into the year of 2033. Then you have Saturn right now retrograde, which is the embodiment of karmic retribution. We're going to see a 9/11 event in the future. It's going to happen. But you actually got 4 Donald Trumps. The real one is inside Chennai Mountain in the deep underground military bunker systems.
So he got clones. Well, everybody got clones in the industry. Huh?
Yep. He is using the restoration process as a catalyst for the next revolution. He's not doing it because he wants to. He's doing it because he has to. Because Donald Trump is controlled by tall whites. And the tall whites are actually the Pleiadians. And Pleiadian, they're giving him access through the Intergalactic Confederation to cause the restoration process of the Republic. So that's why in the year of 2020, he signed the Second Declaration of Independence. They know that we're in the last sun cycle, so that means that you have to give everything right back to the Republic, because the Republic is for the people, and the people is the chosen people of the land who are actually the indigenous Native American people who come from the Olmecs, the ancient Atlanteans, the Mayans, the ancient Kemites. That's all us.
So I'm a Bank of America and everybody's missing money. I'm also missing money over $1,300 and they're telling me to call customer service. And they keep hanging up on people. This another person here is also missing money. So we're trying to see what's going on. Money's missing today and we need our money. And they're already telling us to call customer service. And customer service ain't doing nothing about it. So just a heads up, if anybody's experiencing this, please let us know because this is not right. I'm missing $1,400 from my account and they're telling
what we know about this earthquake that's hit the east of Afghanistan, a really remote mountainous area where there's already been flooding. So landslides have blocked a lot of the routes in. The military have managed to use helicopters to get into this area, and they're already estimating that hundreds of people are dead, but they're also appealing for the help from aid agencies, which shows that they clearly don't feel able to cope with the scale of this on their own. So this was a magnitude 6 earthquake. What made it so devastating was that it was very shallow, and it was felt as far away as Kabul in Afghanistan, but also Islamabad in Pakistan. So a really severe earthquake, very noticeable in those capital cities. But imagine what it's like in this really remote area in the mountains where the quality of the buildings is really poor. And the fear is, frankly, that a lot of these villages have been wiped away, but it's so difficult to reach these areas, which is why they're asking for help. And the number of casualties is, you know, almost certain to go up, going on past experience of this region and these sorts of events.
Let's talk about Burning Man Festival. I cannot literally be the only one who thought that this festival for my entire life had everything to do with music. And here I am on TikTok down this huge rabbit hole learning that the entire festival has nothing to do with music. Many people have suggested that it might have an occult type of background or meaning because of a few different things. Here we see this entrance, which is very similar to the entrance to Astroworld, which I've covered in depth. Here we see the Burning Man on top of a UFO, which is also pretty creepy in its own right. Many videos I've seen and people who've gone there themselves are even saying this is a very dark place and this is more about energy harvesting than anything else. I mean, look at literally what they do at the end of the festival. It is definitely, in some respects, hypothetically ritualistic. I'm also reading and learning about that they literally hire an entire team to apparently prevent crimes against women. But in all actuality, from some of the perspectives of people who've experienced these type of crimes, they are saying that these teams are literally designed to stop these women from going to the police. Mind you, the idea that there's even a team specifically for that category of type of crime should tell you everything you need to know about the festival. I mean, hello, there's literally a tent where people participate in you know what. Back to the effigy and why it's burnt down, it says it represents a personal break from the past, renewal, or rebirth. It literally says here, guys, the act is a central ritual in a cultural movement. So they're calling it that themselves. Do we also think it's pure coincidence that the city they build for this festival is called Black Rock City? And that's not even mentioning people like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Diplo, Katy Perry, Miley Cyrus, all attending the festival. All people I've covered in their own right for some of the things I believe they have allegiances to. This is a prime example of how certain gatherings, giant events, you really need to protect your energy because some of these places are much more than meets the eye, and you might be giving your energy to something that you really don't want to. Wake up.
Okay, so I've just made a fresh account. Brand new Roblox account. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to join Meep City. I just want to see how long it takes until I see something inappropriate in the game.
35 seconds.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and join on in. This is a fresh account. All right, never played on it before. And yep, there's a P. So
that was a lot quicker than I thought.
That's about let's see here. About 10 seconds. It's like that was a random server. I don't have any friends added.
Well, what maturity minimal? Did you see that?
Yes. I was just going to point it out. Suitable for everyone.
What the? I don't even have kids yet, and I'm getting pissed.
Nobody cares about the guy that's trying to help other people in real life. So they were not really fans of Nikola Tesla while he was here because of, the fact that he was honest. He didn't say he came up with his ideas. He said he went to Egypt and got the information. In all parts of history, people were coming to this region for their information and their knowledge and their things that were forbidden. And these were the highest of human civilization. Even Tesla says that this is where he came to get the information. And he said that he studied that in the Sumerians and came up with it. And he wanted to just give free energy to the world. And as soon as they knock him off now, everybody can make billions of dollars off of energy and everybody can have an electric company. And, so this road is a dangerous and hazardous road, but it has all the benefits as well.
This is how I know aliens is real. Look at that. Wells Fargo. They got their logo on top of the roof. Can't no human on Earth see that. You see how far down it? I can't. They got a logo on top of their fucking building. That's for the aliens in the sky. They bank with them.
How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see you for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really? I didn't see that. You know, I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him.
Oh, we were on his ass.
No, he wasn't in the greatest of shape. No, I heard that. I get reports. Now, you knew I did an interview that lasted for about an hour and a half with somebody, and everybody saw that was on one of your competitors. I did numerous shows and also did a number of truths, long truths, I think pretty poignant truths. No, I was very active over the weekend. They also knew I went out to visit some people at the club that I own, pretty nearby on the Potomac River. And no, I've been very active actually over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious stuff. Well, it's fake news. You know, it's just it's so fake. That's why the media has so little credibility. I knew they were saying like, is he okay? How's he feeling? What's wrong? I said, I just left. And it's also sort of a longer weekend, you know, it's Labor Day weekend. So I would say a lot of people know I was very active this Labor Day.
All
I had
right,
heard
fam.
that.
There you have today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You know what to do. If you made it this far, hit that like, comment, subscribe, hit the hype button. I don't know what that does, y'all, but it does something. Right? The more hype, the more the video gets hyped out there. So hit that hype button, y'all. Appreciate all the love you guys have been showing. Y'all are the best, y'all. But I'm done for the day. I already went and got my hair cut. I went to get the baby all his stuff at the store that he needed. Did a return at Amazon or UPS store. Now I'm pretty much done for the day. Edit this video, get it out to you guys a couple hours before Mama Bear and the baby get home. So probably just kick it, relax, eat something. I'm hungry. And that's the plan, y'all. I hope everyone out there is having a good week. It's already going by. It's already over. Damn near the week, y'all. It's crazy. It's already Thursday tomorrow. Football season starts tomorrow. I know a lot of you guys probably gonna bash me, but I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. I love this time of the season. It's football. It's the weather's changing. It's starting to get cool. It's gonna start being sweater weather. You're gonna see me here with the hoodie on all the time. Like, it's a good time of the year, y'all. It's time to switch it up. Get ready for the holidays. Baby's birthday's coming up. First birthday. Like, it's just a lot coming up in these next few months, y'all. And be here to make sure to take you guys along for the ride with all that. But anyways, this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the Man Cave. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Later.